All right, well, next wild topic that we have to address, Z, I don't know if you heard about this, but Sidney Crosby and Marc-Andre Fleury were actually spotted at a Coldplay concert. How insane was that, by the way? Like, not just like what happened and how they reacted, but the CEO coming out and being like, you know what, I really got to do some inward reflection. I got to be better. I can't believe I let this happen. But also, this is a bit of an invasion of my privacy. I'm not really okay with how Coldplay handled this, and I might have to sue them. Like, what?
You'll be shocked. You'll be shocked to know or learn that happened. And I was seeing Coldplay CEO crazy. What the fuck was that? Funny fucking moment. Without doing any investigating, I was like, well, I don't know what the fuck everyone's talking about Coldplay. 2 days. There were 2 days without even bothering. I wasn't even curious. I was like, what the fuck is everyone talking? I don't care. I was like,
please get this out.
And then I saw it. I saw it 2 or 3 days too late. What a clip. And what a piece of shit. What a reaction. And also, what's the dude's name, the lead singer? Like, just be like, oh, Jesus Christ. The fact that he was still going, he's like, oh, maybe not. Oh, fuck. Like, that made it significantly better. The fact that he was literally talking. Just perfect stuff. Very funny. And I mean, impressive turnaround time for every single, like, baseball team to have a Coldplay cam within 24 hours of that.
The Phillies was the best.
Oh my God. It was, I mean, the A+ stuff. I mean, now I've just seen it in like literally there's tens of thousands of like memes, GIFs, reactions, but like the entire MLB was like content within 24 hours. I was like, and everyone knew it. Like everyone was on it. It's impressive. But my God, what a diabolical way to go out, dude.
Yeah. Brutal.
Gotta sue Coldplay.
Real invasion of my privacy. What are you doing, dude? Okay.
What are you talking about?
But so the point of this, I want to be clear. I in no world actually see Sidney Crosby ever playing for the Minnesota Wild. But Minnesota is legitimately the most logical landing spot, right next to Montreal for me. There's obviously the ties that everyone wants to make to Fleury and Guerin. That certainly helps. Sidney Crosby is a noted Minnesota native, being that he was here for like a year when he was 10 years old, being the best player at Shattuck. But I also think it's a weird match because like he wants to win. Can you imagine what it would do for your legacy if you were the piece that came in and brought Minnesota its first Stanley Cup? That's legacy shit. And for the Wild, it's like you've literally been begging for this player forever. The true 1C who can solve all of your problems. If, let's just say the Minnesota Wild gets Sidney Crosby. Are they not a top like 5 or 6 contender in the NHL at that point?
I mean, they're right there.
Yeah. So the other piece of that, and the reason that Colorado makes zero sense to me, there's a couple other teams that have been brought up that, again, just don't make any sense to me besides Montreal because it's kind of going home and they have the same thing as the Wild, but you have things that the Penguins need. You actually have a prospect pool. You actually have assets to send back. Colorado has nothing. They gave everything up for Brock Nelson. And my real question stemming from this, in a total hypothetical world where Crosby says, you know what, fine, I'd be willing to go to Minnesota. This is where we loop back to our good friends, Minnesota Wild prospects. Everyone, be sure to give them a follow, Facebook, Twitter, MNW Prospects, MNW Young Guns. Who's off limits if Sidney Crosby is on the table? And let's just say reasonably we get 3 or 4 years of Sidney Crosby in Minnesota. Who is off limits, if anyone?
Maybe
I feel like there's one name.
Zeev.
That's it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is there anyone else that you are unwilling to trade? Because I feel like there are fans who will have a different opinion than us.
Oh, those are my favorite takes. Where it's like, we could get Sidney Crosby. I'm not giving up Ryder Ritchie. Fuck you. You'll take Stevie Lescovar at a 3rd round pick and you'll like it.
Carson Lambos and David Spacek.
It's like,
and a 3rd.
Literally, the only name on that list is probably Booyah.
And so this is the one that I figured most people would mention. So our boy Mateo brings it up. Yurov. I'm telling you, if it's in a package for Sidney Crosby, I'm not even thinking twice. Now, I don't know if that's a guy that the Penguins target because, like, this is the last year of Malkin, and after that, there's really no Russian ties over there. So that might be a little bit tougher, especially given his, what we know about Danil Yurov. But I literally will. I'm not even saying that I would give up Booyah, but I'm not saying 0% willing to give up Booyah either. If you get Crosby in and you don't give up meaningful pieces off your roster, because really for me, it's Booyah for prospects and then like pretty much Faber and Kaprizov, right? Would you do it if Boldy had to be part of the deal? Do you consider that?
I mean, you have to. Maybe I get like it depends how much you've already like.
No, totally. Like obviously it's the total compensation, but like odds are you're getting rid of some kind of meh contract. I mean, what if you get to send oh man, what if we can get rid of everyone's favorite 4th liner that makes $4 million as part of it?
Yeah, Trenyan, Lescovar, and a 4th.
Okay, well now we're
and they're retaining half of Crosby's 8.7.
But like I don't know, man. I certainly wouldn't package Boldy and Booyah, but if it was one of them going back as part of a package, and there's somehow a world where you can move Trenyan out too, like I'm very eagerly listening. Doesn't mean I'm saying yes, but I'm very, very attentive. And anyone that's not Kaprizov, Faber, and Booyah, like I just say yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's literally no, at no point am I saying absolutely not. I won't even have a conversation, regardless of what player you pick off the fucking Wild. Maybe other than like Kaprizov. But like, if you bring up any other player,
like Faber is
Faber, yeah. Like, yeah, I mean, if that, and again, we're both on the same page. It's never gonna happen. But like,
do you agree with me though that like the fit is there? Like, it makes sense across the board if Crosby was open to it.
Oh yeah, I mean, if he's open to it, yeah, that's obviously like the jump start that the.
For me, it's more. Let's say Montreal just can't pony up a package. Colorado obviously can't pony up a package. And Crosby's like, I want to go, but he cares enough about that organization that he's not going to ask them, like, give me up for scraps.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like Minnesota is in that like next tier where he's not open to it today, maybe, but could he become open to it if he just gets sick of losing? Maybe, mm-hmm. Right? Plus, I mean, playing with Kaprizov, I think that would be pretty fun.
Mm-hmm.
And just hanging out with Fluery all the time. Although, as new head of HR, Fluery may drive a lot of people out of the organization with all the pranks.
All the pranks, yeah.
Unkosher, but...
Yeah, I mean, I'd probably even... So I was pretty quick on the trigger there to say yes if they were like, would you consider like Boldy a part of it? Like Boldy probably also pretty close to not necessarily a non-starter,
but he's not quite there.
Right.
Depending on what else is going with him.
At the end, like I think was it Bill's comment? Yeah. Like the second part of that is true. It's like Well, you can't give up literally every single good player. It's like, all right, well, he's just traded spots with the Penguins. Or it's like, man, he's got no one else to play with now, other than like Kirill. But it's like those two versus the world, I guess. But yeah, I mean, as far as like the piece that the Wild to like get them over the hump or like legitimately make them an elite team, yeah, like obviously that's fit there. I would be shocked if there's a whole lot of players in the league though that would like agree with like our analysis on the Wild though. Like they suck to play against. Everyone knows that, they always have. I just like, maybe it's just me watching this team forever and like being familiar with the team. I would be surprised if like Minnesota is a team that other players who were like looking to go win or believe it, like I got a couple years left, I want to go to a contender or whatever. I would be surprised if they put Minnesota on their own list, but I don't know.
It takes some selling for sure, but I also think part of that is how do they start the year, right? And there's a lot that goes into that. And for this week's Fellowship of the Rink, it is going to be a little bit of a deep dive on the schedule and just like the ups and downs and things to key in on. But I think the big negative, less than the Wild, because I think you can very clearly paint the picture of like, look at what we did when we were totally healthy. Look at how close we were this year. Like this is the first year where I think we all agree that was a capable team of winning in the first round, where we've never really thought that in the past, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think you pair that with just another year for some of these young guys. The core that we have, we've got the blue line, the goaltending stands up. You shift every center down in our lineup when Crosby gets added, it's a completely different team. I think the real argument against coming here, to your point, less than it is that the Wild are a concern, the West is a son of a bitch.
Yeah.
That is grueling to come out of come postseason, whereas the East looks pretty nice.
Right. And I mean, the thing is, like, because like in the same, but like any fan of another team would say the same exact thing too. So it's like the West is a son of a bitch, but like it's impossible to predict half the time he's going to come out of. You know, I guess we have had the fucking same team twice, but yeah, I don't know. I am in the boat of like, yeah, whatever. If it was remotely possible, there are very few things I'm saying no to. There's nothing outside of like Buium, Faber, Kaprizov that I'm like, this isn't really even a starter.
And Mateo brings up a good point. Like Rossi being the foundation of that trade certainly helps.
Mm-hmm.
But again, it's going to be Rossi plus. But
like,
that hopefully means that it's not necessarily plus Boldy or Buium, right? Like Rossi, Ogren, Height, Juracek, send them all. I will trade the Iowa Wild for Sidney Crosby.
This will become we're gonna do a top 10 Pittsburgh Penguin podcast.
Hang on. Switch. Screw that. I will trade the entire state of Iowa for Sidney Crosby. I would be so bold.
Yeah.